League of Legends is back, baby! You know it, you love it, so let's break it down and what... See, it's up, I f***ed it up. Let's... Professional League of Legends is back, baby! The LCS, the League of Legends Championship Series, kicks off this weekend. You know it, you love it, so let's break down what makes North America's Premier League in 2021's new season new and spicy, because a lot of things have actually changed from last year. But before we do all that, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you get all the VENN Esports content. Appreciate it. You already know that the LCS is a franchise league, which means there's no promotion or relegation like the early days of the LCS, but that's old news. You already know that there's two major international tournaments a year, the Mid-Season Invitational and the World Championship, MSI coming after the Spring Split and Worlds taking place after the Summer Split. Obviously, you know that as well because you're an informed esports fan, and if not, we're about to inform you a whole lot on 2021. But that's basically where the similarities to 2020 stop. There's been massive shakeups around the league, so let's take a look at all of them. Let's start with the LCS Lockin Tournament because, well, that's how the 2021 season is going to kick off. Running January 15th through the 31st, a 2-week event where teams will compete for $150,000 bragging rights and side selection in Game 5s of the regular season, just in case you make it to Game 5. And, oh yeah, the winner will earn $50,000 for a charity of their choice, tying in giving back to the community. I like seeing that from Riot. Now, moving on to the Spring Split, which starts February 5th. There'll be 6 weeks long, Friday through Sunday, 5 games a day. After those 6 weeks, the top 6 teams will play in the Mid-Season Showdown, a double elimination bracket to decide who goes to the Mid-Season Invitational. Just one team gets that honor, so all the teams better show up in that tournament. Now, in the past, teams who won the Spring Split would automatically qualify for Worlds or have enough qualification points that they didn't really have to worry about it, but that's not the case anymore. Worlds qualification is all about summertime these days. Now, in previous years, teams that were bad in the Spring Split didn't have too much to worry about from their terrible performances outside of the fact that they lost a ton because the score would restart before the Summer Split, but that's not the case anymore. Now, teams will have to carry the shame and the win-loss records of their poor performances into the Summer Split, which starts after MSI on June 4th. That means that they'll have to really fight it out through the 9-week-long triple round robin, which will determine who qualifies for the 8-team double elimination LCS playoffs. LCS Championship playoffs. Let's make sure we get it right so Daddy Riot doesn't give us a slap on the wrist. All right, the top 3 teams out of that tournament will then qualify for Worlds. Yes, that one tournament will decide all 3 slots for North America. No more point system, no more last chance qualifier, no more miracle gauntlet run. It's one tournament for all the marbles, put up or shut up. Now, unfortunately, that means there's no more Cloud9 miracle runs, the best kind of miracle runs. But hey, it's probably better overall for the LCS and, you know, making sure that teams don't sandbag. Okay. That's the format for the LCS for 2021, but what are some of the other big storylines that we're keeping an eye on? Well, the major retirement, the exodus of the stalwarts of the league. See you later, Bjergsen. Double If off to streaming. Golden Glue now coaching 100 Thieves Academy, by the way. And if you take a look at Golden Glue's Wikipedia, it's just team after team after team. So yes, I'm going to include him in this list of fantastic North American players that stepped away and retired this year, which means there's going to be a massive gap for players to pop up and become superstars, and that includes some of the Oceanic players because Oceanic League, the OPL, fantastic, gritty, love all those casters over there, that league, that community, is now part of North America and doesn't count as an import slot, which leads to moves like a player like Fudge, who was an Academy product for Cloud9 Academy, but counts as an Osh player, doesn't count as an import player now. Cloud9 now thrusts him into the starting lineup, and it removes Licorice, who was one of the most sought-after players in North America because he was a North American top laner in a role, top lane, where there were so many imports. So now Oceanic players now have the opportunity to pop up. So you're looking at Destiny, you're looking at Raze, that bot lane duo for Immortals having the opportunity to stake their claim. Lost and FBI no longer count as import players, so you have more roster roster flexibility. And when we think about roster flexibility, you want to bring in rock stars, and that's exactly what Cloud9 did, bringing in Perkz. Perkz from G2, the long-standing member that G2 was built around multiple times. He role swapped, one of the greatest mid laners in Europe, in the world, then role swapped to bot lane and became one of the most aggressive bot laners in the world. Decided he wanted to play mid. Caps and G2, they're married together, so they shipped him off over here to North America, over at Cloud9. Perkz now returning back to the mid lane. That's going to be a massive, massive storyline.
The ulti comes out in such a close exchange. For now, they're winning, but Perkz is coming in. This is his hero moment. If he wants to turn this fight in favor of team, this could be the game-defining moment. Faker is gone. Teddy's next on the list. There's no way he can duel Yasuo. Amada's coming in, but he's just walking into the meat grinder of Perkz. Khan, can he do it? It's not enough. They've done it. G2. Khan, can he get it done? He can't. The Vladimir. They can't do it. This is it. The greatest team in the history of League of Legends, taken down by the greatest team Europe has ever produced.
Another storyline that gets lost in the shuffle is FlyQuest, right? Everyone talks about TSM, Cloud9, and Team Liquid. Well, FlyQuest was the team in Spring Split and Summer Split that finished in second place, which is why if you look at the Lockin Tournament, you look at this Nemesis draft, it looks like one group is stacked and the other side is like kind of fluffy. Well, that's because FlyQuest was good in 2020, and a lot of that has to do with their mid laner that no longer is there, Power of Evil. Power of Evil now joining TSM, being the 4th mid laner in TSM history and all that stuff. Well, if you follow the Power of Evil's journey, you take a look at where he's been, right? Power of Evil was on FlyQuest. Before that, he was on CLG, found success. Before that, he was on Optic, carried that team. Before that, he was on Misfits and made it to Worlds and built his name as like the Faker Queller. I have been high on Power of Evil every stop of the way. Can this organization, FlyQuest, who now revamps their whole roster, because Santorin gone to Team Liquid, Solo bumped off the team, no longer there, and they shipped Viper on over to another team. You look at the bot lane gone now too. Wild Turtle over at CLG, Ignar now over at Evil Geniuses. They had to rebuild this whole roster in the offseason, so you're looking on the back of two upside players here in Jose Dioto, who made a fantastic name for himself in Worlds 2020, and then Palafox, who has been in the academy system for such a long time, waiting to get his opportunity to finally play mid behind all these import mids, because mid lane is the lane that most people imported in. Well, now he has his shot, and FlyQuest as an organization has a high bar set for them for a team that isn't there anymore. So hopefully the story of FlyQuest is that they readjust their expectations and they make playoffs. But you've got a coaching staff, you got one of the best GMs in the game, and Nick Fan there. I think that FlyQuest still can make waves and did the best job in the offseason rebuilding a team, because, I mean, who knows, you could have ended up like Older Guardians. All right, you're caught up in everything LCS 2021. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and let us know what you're most excited about this LCS season. We'll see you in the next video.